Hello and welcome to Week 9 of the World Series of Boxing. With just 3 rounds of the group stage remaining, Season 6 is approaching crunch time. And all the boxers know that every bout could be crucial to their hopes of achieving WSB glory. For the first time in Season 6, the World Series of Boxing arrived in Havana. If anywhere is synonymous with boxing talent, it is the iconic, bustling Cuban capital. A breeding ground of Olympic medalists and home to WSB Season 4 champions, the Cuba Domadores. Nowhere can a more intimidating atmosphere be found. It has been a tough introduction to the World Series of Boxing for the Turkey Conquerors. The new outfit have struggled on the road, and the Coliseo Ciudad Deportiva is a particularly unforgiving arena. The tone was set for a difficult evening when light flyweight Santiago Amador took apart Tolgahan Ozturk in a mesmeric display of movement and hand speed to give the Domadores an early lead. Then World Youth Champion Javier Ibanez Diaz announced his WSB arrival in devastating fashion. Nuritin Ovat showed resilience to last until the 3rd round before his corner saved him from himself, 2-0 to the Cubans. A 4th Season 6 win for the Domadores was assured when Yasniel Toledo Lopez defeated Jakub Senna in a clear decision victory. The atmosphere in the arena turned electric as Arlen Lopez threw a superb combination to knock down Evren Tipakoglu. The fight was waved off and the Domadores were cruising. Seider Kessa has been one of the standout performers in a struggling Conquerors side, but he was unable to extend his unbeaten run as Domadores' Frank Sanchez kept his streak going to complete an emphatic 5-0 victory for the high-flying Cubans. The Ukraine Ottomans arrived in Sanya, China, sitting at the top of Group A and full of confidence after beating the Cuba Domadores a fortnight ago. However, the China Dragons were determined not to see a repeat of the whitewash they suffered in the side's previous meeting. As always in Sanya, a packed house greeted the boxers to the ring. First up, Hei Jun took on Nazar Korotchin and quickly asserted his superior skills. The Dragon star floored Korotchin in the final round to take a decisive opening win.
Competition is at a very high level. The venue is big. The organisation is good. I was also impressed by the local area. The city of Sanya is beautiful. I liked it and like China in general.
I
was well prepared for this match because I have experienced many matches. I was especially confident since for me this was a home match in Sanya. It's also a good chance for me to show my ability in front of my countrymen.
Zhu Boxian, WSB Boxer of the Week in his last appearance, again showed the extent of his considerable ability to defeat Ole Dovhun, with the Dragons just 1 win away from an incredible upset. In a dramatic 3rd bout, Dragons Meng Kai Cheng and Ottomans Denis Pisotsky went toe-to-toe for a full 5 rounds in a full bloody contest. At the end, it was Meng who had his arm raised to give the Dragons a well-deserved victory. After Hanati Ayyaben saw off the challenge of Ottomans Valerii Karlamov to take the lead to 4-0, the Ottomans were in danger of suffering their own whitewash. However, Ukrainian heavyweight Dmitry Lusovyi turned up the heat on Zhang Zhe and spared Ottoman blushes. It was a memorable night for the home side, one to forget for the Ukraine Ottomans. So Group A looks like this. The Dragons put daylight between themselves and the Turkey Conquerors, while the Cuba Domadores top the group. But they and the Ukraine Ottomans are separated by just 1 point. Their clash in Havana on March the 31st will be unmissable. Attention then turned to Moscow, Russia, where 2 fierce rivals came together once again as the Russian boxing team hosted the struggling Rapakar Hussars, Poland. 3 wins from 3 on the road for the Russians meant they returned triumphant to Moscow, looking to beat the Hussars for the 2nd time this season. In the opening bout, former Russian national champion Belik Galanov put on a masterclass in power and precision, marking his Season 6 debut with a TKO win over David Jagodzinski. Russian Vladimir Nikitin continued his impressive form from Season 5 with a clear decision win over Hussars' Italian draft pick Riccardo D'Andrea to leave the Polish side with a mountain to climb in the contest.
Бой складывался по нашему сценарию, и была установка отбоксировать все эти 5 раундов, чтобы...
The bout went as we hoped, to fight 5 rounds using our tactics. Since we knew the opponent was not so strong, we wanted to work out our specific combinations. It was not our objective to win early, it was set by our coaches to box all 5 rounds.
Была установка наоборот, отбоксировать все раунды.
As we are preparing for the Olympic Games, we need more combat practice to gain more rounds, especially when you know that your opponent is weaker, so you can work out your own tactics.
Соперниками класса пониже, где определенные комбинации нарабатывать.
But they were given a lifeline as Mateusz Kostecki produced an inspired performance to overcome Russian youngster Grigory Lizanenko to take the score to 2-1. But when Petr Kamakov and Tomasz Jablonski came together in a repeat of the 2015 European Boxing Championship final, all hopes of a comeback faded. The Russian once again outpointing his Polish rival to take the win and secure the victory for his side.
I prepared myself well for this fight. I knew the opponent well as I met him in August, during the European Championships at the finals. Therefore I knew how he would fight, so myself and my coach wisely approached this fight, and we fulfilled all objectives that were set.
Then heavyweights Islam Tekeev and Poland's Michael Olas traded blows from the very first exchange to round the night off in style, and it was the home boxer who had his arm raised to the delight of the Moscow fans. 4-1 the final score. With Poland continuing to be adrift at the foot of the table, Group C is becoming a 2-horse race, with the Russian boxing team and Caciques Venezuela pulling clear at the top. Their upcoming fixture could well determine who ends up topping the standings. Don't forget, you can watch all matches live on the WSB website, and remember to check out our social media platforms for even more action. Goodbye for now.